You know, I'm gonna make all those doubters at the end of the day, at the end of the fight, they all gonna cry when they get home. You know, and I meant that. I meant that.
For you,
I think I said this before people killed me. I said that this reminds me, and it could be like Pacquiao when he fought De La Hoya. So at the end of the day, looking forward off of the last fight with Canelo, I like Crawford every bit as much as I did before.
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that.
Terence Crawford isn't scared of anyone, and before facing Canelo Alvarez, he's fired off a brutal warning that shook the boxing world. With deadly accuracy and unshakable confidence, Crawford made it clear he's not entering the ring just to win. He's coming to destroy Canelo and tear down the so-called Mexican superstar's legacy.
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And is any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Many so-called experts claim Canelo Alvarez has the size and strength advantage over Terence Crawford, pointing out that Canelo has fought across multiple weight classes. But Crawford isn't buying into that hype. He reminds everyone that he's been sparring with giants his whole career, heavyweights, light heavyweights, you name it. His team backs him up, saying Crawford never trains with guys his own size, only bigger ones. That's why Crawford insists Canelo's size won't matter, because he's been breaking down bigger men his whole life.
You know, I'm gonna make all those doubters at the end of the day, at the end of the fight, they all gonna cry when they get home. You know, and I meant that. I meant that. You know, everybody's talking about the size and, me being a smaller fighter, but if you look on the stage, I've been sparring these big dudes my whole career. Like, how I'm gonna take a punch? They punch me every time we spar. So, it's okay. Once we get in the ring and they see something different, like each and every time, there's gonna be another excuse why, the reason why Terence won and this and that and that is. But I can assure you, I'm gonna be victorious, and after that, we're gonna have another parade.
In an interview, Terence Crawford revealed that he personally called up Saudi boxing kingpin Turki Al-Sheikh to push for the mega fight with Canelo Alvarez. Al-Sheikh then pulled the strings to seal the massive deal set for this September. Crawford never showed a hint of fear about moving up in weight. Instead, he welcomed the challenge head-on, brushing off Canelo's so-called size advantage like it was nothing.
Going to Turki Al-Sheikh and letting him know that I was interested in fighting Canelo, and him and a lot of people at first, they was like, nah, he's too big, you need to, focus on your weight class and things like that. But at the time, I'm like, well, there's no one at my weight class that's on that level of Canelo. Canelo come from a smaller weight class. He's not a massive fighter, 6 foot tall. He's thick, but he's not giant. Picking Canelo was a thing that we looked deeply into.
Crawford makes it clear he doesn't underestimate anyone, no matter how big their name is. He says every fight gets his full focus and that he never shows up careless. That same cold, locked-in mindset is what he's bringing against Canelo Alvarez. For Crawford, nothing changes. Every fight is treated like it's the biggest of his career. With his disciplined, sharp conditioning and unmatched strategy, he's proving why many call him the most technically skilled fighter in the sport today.
When you look at Spence, that was my biggest challenge. When you look at Postal, that was my biggest challenge. When you look at Majmal, that was one of my big challenges because I was moving up in weight and, given the circumstances that, his background, amateur background and things like that, Gamboa was my biggest challenge. They all big challenges in their own right.
Have you put on a lot of weight or muscle? Like, how is it in that department? Because I know a lot of people have said, like, hey,
you're fighting a big guy, 168, who's used to fighting guys that are bigger than him, it might be smart to put on a little bit more like mass.
It comes natural with working out.
Yeah.
You know, like I said before, the only thing about this camp different than any other camp is I don't gotta cut muscle. I don't gotta, watch what I do in strength condition. I can, go fully all out, and just do what I need to do to get stronger.
To you, how much is the skull fight performance kind of like a thing you're keeping an eye on?
Well, that's not a fight that I really, look into because, Canelo is a great fighter, and one bad performance don't define a fighter. Given the circumstances of his previous fights, and we looking forward to Canelo being the best Canelo that he can be. Skull might not have made him get to that point where he felt any danger or any significance where he had to go to that deeper level in training or take the fight as serious as he's taking this fight. So I don't know what was up with that fight.
Yeah, some said that, and let me know just your perspective on this. Some have said that you have to fight like Skull in order to win the fight. Like, do you feel that you have to fight that way to beat Canelo, or you're like, nah, like I could beat him in the mid-distance?
Just fight my fight. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they have their opinions. They have, what's going to happen.
Canelo Alvarez is feared for his counterpunching and brutal body shots, which often force opponents to play it safe instead of attacking. But that cautious style is exactly what Terence Crawford loves to destroy. With slick footwork, constant stance switching, and deadly timing, Crawford thrives against fighters who hesitate. He sets traps, then tears them apart with explosive combinations. As trainer Brian McIntyre says, once Crawford's top-level conditioning kicks in and Canelo starts to fade, it's going to be Crawford picking him apart round by round.
There's just guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield they hold on you for hooks? Yeah. And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see that, bro, he hits so hard.
Shakur Stevenson laughs off the talk about size being a problem for Terence Crawford against Canelo Alvarez. He says Crawford's talent, fight IQ, and all-around skills make size irrelevant. Stevenson points out that Crawford has faced every style in the book and knows how to shut down any opponent's advantages. To him, boxing isn't about who's heavier. It's about timing, precision, and execution. And in those areas, Crawford is levels above. Stevenson is confident. Canelo's size won't save him when Crawford starts breaking him down.
I feel like Bug beat him easy.
How though? What are your thoughts on Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez? Terence going up another 2 weight classes. Just got to 54, he's skipping 60, going straight to 68, talking about what's going on.
I feel like once he beat Canelo, that will be like one of the greatest resumes in boxing ever, just because of the fact that he's going up 2 divisions just to fight this guy, and this guy's bigger than him. And not only did you just crush Errol Spence, but you go out there and the way that he beats Canelo too. If he go out there and just dominate and make it an easy fight, honestly, I think that that's gonna be like one of the best resumes I ever seen. But as far as the fight, I feel like Bug beat him easy.
How though? Don't give me everything, just how is it?
For me, it's a blueprint already. Floyd was a lot smaller than Canelo when he fought him. You keep Canelo on the outside. I ain't gonna even say too much, but you keep him on the outside and make it easy.
At the end of the day, this fight isn't just Crawford versus Canelo. It's a clash of mentality, skill, and legacy. Crawford isn't here to just win. He's here to expose Canelo and silence the excuses. Whether you think Canelo's size will save him or Crawford's IQ will dismantle him, one thing is certain. This fight will shock the boxing world. Fire, who do you believe takes it, Canelo or Crawford? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thumbs up, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the real boxing talk.